Hello guys, it's Mrs. Sherrill again, your art teacher. I still miss you. I'm so glad some of you are going to be coming back. Those of you that are going to be staying home, I miss you, and I hope we get to see each other soon. I hope that you're enjoying the projects. I know it's not the same when you're doing them here with your friends, but I hope that you're enjoying them at home. Okay, what we're going to be doing today is called long and tall. And this is a little bit different because you're going to get an unusual, or you're going to make an unusual piece of paper. Here at school, I'm cutting them the size that I need, but at home, you're going to have to do your own. So what we're doing is we're working on a piece of paper that is like this. This is called long. It's very, very long, kind of like a hot dog. Okay, and then the other size of paper, the other way that you could do this is very tall. That's where we get long and tall. This is a tall piece of paper. And it's kind of like something that stands tall, like a tall building. So this is how your paper is going to go, and you get to choose which way you're going to lay yours down on your table before you start your art. You can choose between long and tall. Okay, these are some of the projects, or some of the pictures to give you an idea of some things that you could draw that are extremely tall. For example, the very first one is a tree. Okay, you can draw your tall tree. You decide, you could put green leaves and maybe some apples, or you could put fall leaves and the leaves falling. You could also put limbs going down your tree and have some birds sitting on the limbs, or maybe a bird nest. But the subject here is going to be the tall tree. The next one that we have right here, this is a tall building. We call them skyscrapers. They look like they go way up into the sky. If you've ever been to the city, they're very, very tall. So you could do a tall building. If you do, please fill in the sky in the background. I like for you to fill in your background because, to me, sometimes if you leave something white, it just looks incomplete to me. Because if we look outside, sometimes the sky does look white, but for the most part, it's blue. We'll see the blue sky. Here we have an animal, a cat. I think that's a little cat on stilts. I don't know if you guys ever walked on stilts. I used to love them when I was young, but I never got any that was quite this high. But they're made out of wood, and you hold on to them and stand on these little boards that they're attached, and you can walk way up high. So we have the little cat on the stilts. We have a nutcracker. We mostly see these at Christmas time. And some of you don't even know, you just think this is a little soldier, but they're mostly soldiers. But their mouth opens up wide because it's got a lever in the back, and you put the nut inside of their mouth, and when you push the lever down in the back, it cracks the nut. So they're called nutcrackers, and they're very tall. Now here we have just a boy standing, and he's standing very, very tall. Now he's kind of exaggerated. I mean, sometimes I've seen some boys that look this tall, but you can make yours very thin and skinny. Yeah, it's going to look kind of skinny, and make them tall. And this is going to be exaggerated. Exaggerate means to go way beyond the truth, or way beyond what's real. And the best way for me to describe exaggeration is that when fishermen tell about the fish that they got away, or the fish that they caught, the fish might be this big, but when they get finished telling it, it's really, 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 really big. They exaggerate a little bit. So exaggerate means that it's a little bit more than the truth, or a little bit more than reality. Okay, let's look at some things that are tall. Or one on top of the other. Now, still we're working with the tall paper. The paper is tall in front of you. Here we have some blocks. You can have things that are stacked on top of each other, playing blocks. We got some books stacked on top of each other. We have acrobats, kids stacked on top of each other, on each other's shoulder. We have a tall cake, many, many layers on that cake. And I don't know, I had one of these. I don't think I had one. I think my little brother did, but I remember one of these was in my home, and I even bought one for my daughter. and granddaughter. And I think you probably know what they are. It's just teaching them how to put different shapes on top of a stick in the order of size. It's an educational toy, but you can make it very, very tall. Okay, did I skip one? Yep, I sure did. Now we're going to have the paper's going to be laying down. And when the paper's laying down and we're calling it long, we could have things that are in a row or one behind the other. Now you can draw all your cars just alike, or you can have a truck, you can have a camper, a motorcycle, a sports car, school bus, or whatever you want, all one behind the other on a highway. You could have a train. You could start with the engine and then have the car, a number of cars behind. Each car could have something in it. You could have animals like it's a circus train, or you could have maybe, this one is carrying coal, that's large black pieces of coal. That maybe this one have sand on it. This one might have some kind of rocks or some kind of materials or things that are being delivered by train. Now here we have a mother duck and her little ducklings following behind her. Now you could have these ducklings in the water, leave off their feet and have them floating in the water if you want to, because the ducklings are going to follow the mother no matter where they are. You could also do different animals like a dog with little puppies, a cat with little kittens. You can have the mother and all the babies following. Now this is on the long piece of paper, and you're going to have it one behind the other. Another way to do it is on the long piece of paper is things that are side by side. So here we're going to have birds on a wire. I know you've seen birds sitting on a wire. They all sit side by side. Looks like one is trying to squeeze right in there. Then we have children that are holding hands. They're facing you and they're all holding hands, standing side by side. And then we have things that are naturally long, like a snake is very, very long. If you do a snake, please put some grass, put it on the grass. If you do the alligator, have him on the grass or maybe some water around him. You could actually have this much of him sticking out of the water and have him actually in the water. Now this is what I'm talking about when we talk about exaggeration. This is a dachshund, a little wiener dog. I have two of them at home, and they're not really this long. This is exaggerated, but we see a lot of pictures of them because that's one of the characteristics of them is that their body is so long. So there again we have exaggerated, and so you could do something like that. I'm going to show you some pictures again, just to go over it one more time. Here we have a tall picture of a giraffe. We have a tall picture of little birds standing on top of each other. Here we have a long picture of a little girl with long hair. And here we have a long picture of fruit standing side by side. Oh, vegetables. Vegetables standing side by side, holding hands. Here we have long things that are one behind the other. So we have boys and girls that are going somewhere. They're in line, like you line up to go from class to class. They're one behind the other. This is how you're going to fold your paper. Your paper is not going to be cut. Here at school, I'm cutting the paper for the kids, but you're going to have to fold your paper and make it fold. This is what we call hot dog. If you fold your paper this way in half, that's what we call this a hamburger, because it looks more like a hamburger. But if you turn it this way and fold it long like this, we say it looks more like a hot dog. So you're going to fold yours in half this way, and that will make your long or tall paper, okay? And so you're going to do your drawing on this side right here. Now you're going to have, usually I tell you, you have two chances. I say you can draw on this side, and if you make a mistake, you can turn over on the other side and draw again. But on this particular paper, you're going to have 4 chances, because all you have to do is turn it inside outwards, and fold it the other way, and then you'll have, either way, you're going to have 4 times that you can draw until you get it just the way you want it, okay? So, I hope you guys enjoy this project. It is designed for you to be critical thinking, which means you have to really think about filling up your paper. You have to think about the shape of the paper and make your art fit the paper that is presented to you. So this is what your paper is going to look like. It's going to be long or tall, and I want you to fill up your paper. I really look forward to seeing what you come up with. You don't have to do any of the things that I did. You can come up with your own. You can look around the house. I mean, I said this was hot dog style of folding your paper. You could actually do a hot dog on this one. But you could think of your own things. And I can't wait to see what you come up with. So I'm going to go for now. I want you to post your videos or your picture of your artwork on Class Dojo. That's going to be our new format. That's where you're going to find my project, and that's where I want you to post your picture on there, so you only have to go to one place. We're cutting out the email because it wasn't working out, and we're going to try to make things easier for y'all, okay? So I look forward to seeing yours. I want to make sure that you guys stay safe. Be very careful with the pandemic that's going on right now. And I hope to see you soon. Love you all. Bye-bye.